Y'all ever wake up thinking your biggest problem is low Wi-Fi, only to find out your fiancé just finessed $7 million, ghosted your whole life, and left behind a bracelet like it was a signature move in Ocean's 11, Harlem Edition? No. Well, welcome to Jim Jones' nightmare, because what just leaked, it makes reality TV look like a bedtime story. A safe, empty, a crypto wallet poof vanished, and a camera caught Chrissy slipping into a luxury suite like she was on a mission. Now, Jim ain't just heard, he's humiliated, betrayed, exposed, and finally, he's speaking. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. This wasn't a random grab and go. Nah, this was a masterclass in betrayal, plotted down to the second, and laced with revenge so cold it could freeze Dubai. What was in the safe? Who helped her pull it off? And why is Dipset's own freaky Zeke caught on security cam looking like he just signed up for season 2 of How to Rob Your Brother in 30 Days? Grab your popcorn, fam, because this isn't just a scandal. This is a heist of the heart, the wallet, and maybe even your faith in love. Let's unpack the mess. ***, Jim Jones had no idea his life was about to implode when he opened that safe. Now, warning, no signs, no goodbye, just empty space where $7 million used to live, and one single gold bracelet gleaming like a middle finger to everything he thought was real. You know, the kind of silence that don't even feel peaceful? That was the room. No hum of the AC, no outside noise, just his breath, heavy and ragged, and the sound of everything crashing inside him. Chrissy Lampkin, the woman he built with, rode for, defended in front of cameras and critics for years, had vanished, no trace, no word, just one cryptic text that read, "Don't call me," followed by a crying laughing emoji, like the whole thing was a joke. And if that wasn't disrespectful enough, what came next was downright treason. Jim starts checking his studio backups gone, his laptop missing, USB drives with unreleased tracks, show contracts, even the crypto wallet he kept off-grid since 2019 cleaned out. He's retracing steps, losing his mind, pacing that apartment like it's a crime scene because, well, it is. And then boom, his phone pings, unknown number, just 3 chilling words, "Check your mail." He opens it, a video, surveillance footage, Chrissy, hoodie up, gliding through the hallway of a luxury Miami hotel like she's in a spy movie. Timestamped 3 days before she disappeared. Then another figure follows behind her, freaky Zeke. Yes, that freaky Zeke, Dipset Day 1, Jim's own blood, the man who was supposed to ride for him. Not rolled out with his fiancée in the middle of the night like some budget Bonnie and Clyde reboot. And if that visual betrayal wasn't enough, there it was, Chrissy exiting the suite for hours later. Folder in hand, laughing. Zeke's got a stuffed backpack. Jim's got a shattered heart. And this is the part where it stops being about stolen money and starts becoming a masterclass in betrayal. Then it hits the fan harder because social media moves fast and receipts move faster. Screenshots of wire transfers from Jim's business account to an offshore LLC pop up in an anonymous Reddit thread. Guess who the account is linked to? Chrissy, under an alias. But the real shocker is a list of purchases tied to it: $40,000 in Dubai jewelry, $18,000 on a custom designer wardrobe in Paris, 2 first-class flights to the Maldives, and a reservation at an elite private island resort under the name Angela Reyes. And that's when the internet hit pause like, wait, Angela who? That name hadn't come up in a decade, but the OG fans knew. Angela Reyes used to be Chrissy's best friend, her ride or die, until she vanished from the picture in 2012 with no explanation, no fallout, just poof, gone. But the streets remember, and now people are digging, connecting dots like their life depends on it, because out of nowhere, another leak drops a distorted voice note of Chrissy herself, crying, saying, "He thinks I'm heartless, but he never said sorry for what he did to her. I never forgot, I just waited." So now this ain't just a heist, it's a revenge arc, a decade-long silent build-up that ends with a vanishing act and millions missing. But it doesn't stop, because just when fans are still processing that voice note, boom, more footage drops. This time, it's studio security cam. Date stamped 1 week before Jim's now viral IG blackout. Chrissy walks in alone, swipes in using a key card registered to freaky Zeke, and walks out 40 minutes later with Jim's primary laptop in her bag. That laptop contained every unreleased Dipset project, all his future revenue blueprints, branding, docs, music licensing files, the very heart of his empire. Gone, and Zeke nowhere to be found. His socials go dark, his phone disconnected. Like he saw the smoke coming and dipped before it caught fire. Then boom, out of nowhere, Mama Jones hops on Instagram Live. No glam, no filter, Bible cracked open on the table. Eyes burning with rage, she stares into the camera and says, "That woman smiled in my face, ate at my table, lied to my son, and walked out with blood money. She ain't just break his heart. She broke her house." Viewers lose it, the comments explode. Some defend Chrissy, saying maybe this was years of pent-up pain unleashed in one flawless play. Others say she's a snake who deserves federal time. But nobody, and I mean nobody, expected what came next. A legal document gets leaked online, partially blurred but still visible. And right there in bold, Chrissy Lampkin, Jim Jones, and Angela Reyes. One clause stands out: non-disclosure and financial transfer agreement signed and sealed. Dated 6 months before the alleged heist. And now the timeline's messy. People saying Chrissy was plotting for months, maybe longer. That this wasn't a spontaneous escape, it was engineered. Maybe with help, maybe with protection, maybe even with funding. And as fans scroll through, fake wedding invites now stamped canceled. TikToks reenacting Chrissy walking out with that laptop. And YouTube videos dissecting every frame of that hotel hallway clip like it's... But before anyone could catch their breath, a mysterious Twitter thread started making rounds. Posted by an account with 0 followers, no profile pic, and just a string of anonymous tweets that read like a true crime script. The first tweet? Y'all think Chrissy just snapped. The second, a grainy photo of a rooftop bar in Dubai. 3 figures in the frame: Chrissy, Angela Reyes. And the last person nobody was ready to see, Cameron. That's right, Mr. Dipset himself, the man who's been rocking stages with Jim since the early days, who was more than a brother, more than a friend. He was supposed to be family. And yet here he is, leaned back, drink in hand, laughing with Chrissy like this wasn't the biggest betrayal Harlem's ever seen. The internet lost its mind, connections started forming. People dug up the fact that Cam and Jim hadn't done a track together in months, hadn't appeared on stage since that weird tension at Summer Jam, hadn't even liked each other's posts. Suddenly, all those rumors started making sense. But it wasn't just the photo. The next tweet dropped the hammer, a screenshot of a bank transfer showing $450,000 wired from a shell company tied to Chrissy's alias LLC, straight into a private account under Cameron S. name. The memo line, consulting, and just like that, the streets had a new theory. This wasn't Chrissy acting alone. This was a full-on inside job. A coordinated hit where every move had been rehearsed and everybody played their part. Chrissy didn't just vanish. She detonated a bomb and walked away with the smoke still rising. And while fans were still trying to figure out whether this was real life or some twisted spin-off of Power, Jim finally reappeared. No press release, no dramatic monologue, just one black and white photo posted to his IG story, him sitting in the studio, face half in shadow, holding that missing laptop, and zoomed in. Barely visible in the corner of the table was a yellow sticky note with 4 chilling words written in red ink: "You missed one file." That's it. No explanation, no hashtags. Just pure silence with a whisper of vengeance. Suddenly, the narrative flipped. Was Jim really broken? Or was he gearing up to strike back? Because if that laptop had even one untouched file left, something Chrissy didn't manage to wipe, then we're not just talking about heartbreak, we're talking retaliation. And fans were already speculating what that file could be. Some claimed it was a recorded phone call between Cam and Chrissy. Others swore it was a full blueprint of the financial scheme with names, dates, and details. A few wild theories even suggested it was a hidden prenup Jim secretly drafted, but never filed. The possibilities had comment sections spinning like roulette wheels. Meanwhile, Chrissy's silent, still off the grid. No posts, no tweets, no sightings, except for one cryptic Reddit account dropping vague, poetic messages like "You can't blame the storm when you left the window open." People were convinced it was her, the tone, the timing, the style. It all felt too perfect. And then, out of nowhere, another leak hit, a screen recording of a FaceTime call, allegedly between Chrissy and Angela. Their voices distorted, but just clear enough to catch one line: "He thought he could control me. I just took back what was mine." Boom, internet erupts. TikTok creators start dropping 10-part breakdowns. Fans launch podcasts overnight. And YouTube explodes with theory videos titled things like "Chrissy's Revenge Explained" and "Did Cameron sell out Jim Jones?" Even Spotify gets messy, updating their Betrayed Vibes playlist with Jim's old track Ballin' right at the top. People were making memes, reenacting the betrayal, remixing the footage into edits with sad Drake songs and explosion sound effects. It was chaos, but also genius, because as much as people hated what happened, they couldn't stop watching. And then the last domino fell. A well-known celebrity blogger dropped one final receipt, an NDA contract signed by Chrissy and Cameron, dated 8 months ago, binding them to mutual silence in regard to shared financial operations. The title of the agreement, Project Phoenix. That's when everything snapped into place. This was never about just money or hurt feelings. This was about power, about legacy, about burning it all down just to rise from the ashes untouched. Jim wasn't just robbed, he was erased from his own blueprint. And Chrissy, she didn't disappear. She ascended, rebranded, reinvent it, and if that sticky note means anything, Jim's about to drag her back down one file at a time. Asterisk if you've been glued to every twist, every leaked message, and every bombshell drop in this jaw-dropping saga, then it's time to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. Because trust, the story is far from over. We're digging deeper, pulling receipts, connecting dots the blogs won't touch, and bringing you the real behind-the-scenes tea that mainstream media is too scared to spill. Don't just be a passive viewer, join the conversation in the comments. What do you think is really on that laptop? Was Project Phoenix a long game of betrayal or a calculated power move? And most importantly, who's going to strike next? We've got exclusive breakdowns, unreleased footage, and fan theories that'll blow your mind, dropping in our next video. And you don't want to miss a second of it. Share this with your crew, your group chats, even your messy ex, because everybody needs to see this unfold in real time. So